Hi folks, Baz at Garage Strongman here. I'm following the success of our first little trial log, if you like. I'm on to make a bigger one now. So first off, you got to make sure you got a log pretty straight. This one's not too bad. Obviously if we wanted to take off the bark, you just want to sort of plane it down, get it smoother, but we're going to go for the sort of rustic effect. We need to take any branches off quite straight to the log, and what I found with the little one is it's quite nice actually. I'll cut this off now, you'll see, but to have the flat bit there just helps it sit nicer on the floor. And now I'm just going to cut this down here quite tight to the log. So I've made my first cuts, and the mistake I made with our first log was cutting down too far. Obviously the pole is going through the 50% mark right in the middle, so you want to leave a bit of log to play with to hold it in. You don't want to risk it breaking out, so I nearly went a bit too far down there. So what I estimate is you want to come down somewhere between 25% and a third of the log, so between a quarter and a third the way down. So now I'm going to go along making series of cuts just to take this whole section out so I can get at it, have a look at it to do there before I dig down the sort of square box sections for your hands to go in. Okay, here we go. See that there, what I'm doing. So I've gone all the way along there now, and you get that sort of toast rack effect, which you can like break these out then. Start doing it with your hands, but you can get a hammer and chisel in there and just break all those out. So I'll be back in a sec. You don't even need the hammer, to be honest, just break out those sections, probably because the log is still a bit wet, but simples. And that's the quick way of getting down to this stage anyway. I'm sure other ways are available. You could just use a hammer and chisel, or a drill with a big bit, which I'm going to use on the next phase. I'm going to do this half first anyway. You need to be very careful where your legs are. Any sort of slippage wouldn't be good. Yeah, so I don't really recommend that technique. I think that's a bit dangerous. What I've done is just given myself two straight lines. Now I'm going to take out that whole section with a drill, hammer and chisel. So that's the hard bit next. So next I'm going to be coming down here vertically with this tool, and I've got to go about sort of fingers depth past the halfway stage. So the bar is going to go through the middle of the log, and I've got to be able to get my fingers in and around that. Makes sense? Let's go. Video of it going, and then I'll have to put it down so I can use 2 hands. Thusly. There's our first pass done anyway. Got some depth there. Some of the wood is harder to drill than this bit's ripping through this bit, and then that's really quite hard there. Different levels of dryness, I guess. More work to be done. Just squaring that off now with a hammer and chisel. Thusly. Just removed a bit of loose bark to find a family of wood lice. So I think decision's made, the bark's gonna have to come off. So we're dispensing with the rustic look. It's a bit more work, obviously. It's coming off quite quickly though, I suppose. We'll have a nice smoother piece of wood at the end of it, so it'll be nice, but at least it'll be bug free. So I've got that down to looking like a nice piece of wood anyway, without actually doing the finishing touches. I haven't smoothed that off at all, but I've got rid of any of the sticky out bits, blemishes, where the little twigs would have grown out of. As you can see, I still haven't done this part, so get back on schedule now, get that out, and then I can clean that out as well and look to move on to putting the handles in. There's probably an easier way than doing this by hand, but I haven't got the tool. My flatbed sander won't fit in there, so we're doing it the hard way. It's easier with 2 hands. You can see the difference. I'm not going to get it perfect. I'm just going to get any, particularly troubling splintery bits out the way, that's all. And I'll get the handles in there. Okay, so I've measured down sort of middle point of the log. Try and come down straight. So, I mean, it wasn't exactly where I'd measured it. I don't think I've come through exactly square, but I'm not far away. So I brought that down now. Now the tricky bit is going to be drilling from the other side to match that up. So I'll whip that back out. I'll mark it first, of course. Whip it back out. Drill from the other side. So I measured that up, and I'm not far away. You can see right through. The moment of truth is driving this through it. It's perfect size, so it needs a bit of twisting. Excuse the kids in the background. This is them being quiet. And then we're just about there. Just about get it through. And there we are. Pretty flush there. Obviously I'll saw that off now. So that's sawn off now and sanded flush. A lot easier than sanding inside there. Obviously that was very tight. If it wasn't going to be tight, and maybe it'll loosen in the future as the wood dries out, I probably might have to glue that, but it's pretty solid at the moment. That's not going anywhere. Time for the other side. Okay, 2 handles in place. Time for a test run. Right, Beaut. Test run number 1. Yes! Go and drop it on the dog. Needs a bit of work on technique. Yeah. Looks good though. Quite heavy. Cool. How heavy is it? We'll have to find out now. Just need a bigger drill bit now for the bigger handles and loading pins that'll go through there. Look at that bad boy now. And they are beautiful. Little bit of sanding required. I've roughed that up a little bit. But otherwise, Really happy with that. Okay, we have a hole. Let's see if we can get the pole down there. Oh, it's beautiful. So beautiful. Pull it back up. Obviously I want that nice smoothed end on the end actually. Like I say, just need to pin it somehow now through there to stop it pulling out, and cut it off at the desired length. Time to do the other one. As you can see, weight's gone nicely. The only problem is the clip. Not a lot of use that, so I'm either going to have to squeeze out of it and make it smaller somehow, find some other idea, or possibly again just a little dowel holes through there, but I don't want to make this too weak. Answers on the postcard. So back to the log. The last minute change of heart regarding the loading pins. I haven't put them all the way through and put an attachment there. It was going to end up being a screw, so I just thought I'd keep it all wood. I'll just put a little bit of wood glue inside, so they're not going to go anywhere now. Got some weights. Not going to need anything too massive because it's just for the kids. The log, as I've said, is around about 10 kilos. It's probably a little heavier now. So as long as it can get them up to about 30 kilos in total, they'd be moving on to my first metal log then. So yeah, looks pretty good. And the last thing I was fashioning, the last thing I knocked up was a couple of little wooden clips. Bosh. Stop the weights popping off. I could probably make them a little bit nicer, to be honest, but just quick, as I said, I've a couple of offcuts. Love it. So that's my second run at making a log, folks. Hopefully I'll make the video a little bit shorter and snappier. Proof is in the pudding though. There she blows. Hopefully you've enjoyed my video. If you have, please drop me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for future Strongman content. Let's give it a go. I'm Strongman. See you soon.